Hello, and thanks for joining us for these political forums held for the 2024 partisan primaries held here in Georgia. These are brought to you by the Newnan-Coweta Chamber of Commerce and its advocacy sponsor, AT&T, and thanks to both. The May 21st primary features a number of nonpartisan but also partisan primary races, the winner of which are going to go on to the general election in November. Early voting is opening on April 29th and ending May 17th. We have quite a few of those partisan primaries that touch in some way on Coweta County, one of those being Georgia House 136. This is the Georgia General Assembly House seat, which centers on Meriwether County and southern Coweta County. That race involves David Jenkins, the incumbent, and Mike Reason, his Republican challenger for this primary. We're going to turn to one of those candidates. We have with us Mike Reason, who's with us. Mr. Reason, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Dean, and thank you to the Chamber for hosting this event.
Absolutely. If you would, take a few moments and just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us why you're seeking this seat. Tell us some of the things that have motivated you, and also some of the things that form you as a candidate and things that are most important to you as you run for Georgia House 136.
I appreciate that introduction. First, I'm a cattleman here in Sonoy and Meriwether County. I'm a patent attorney. I'm a scientist with a background in physics. I'm a former teacher at high school and college levels, community college. I'm a coach. I coach football here at the Coweta Rec. And I'm a father of 5, where my wife Lindsay and I are raising our children on the farm over there in Sonoy and Meriwether. But above all, I think it's important to walk away from this and people know that I'm a Christian. And that is central to my life, it's central to my family, and it's central to my campaign. And the reason it's so central is I feel that we're all longing to find a sense of truth in our government, to know what's really going on and feel like we have that type of communication. But I don't know any other way to truth outside of Christ. And if that's our pathway to get to truth, then it has to be part of this campaign. So it is. It's a central part of my campaign. And I'm asked, what kind of lawmaker are you going to be? Well, I come back to the same root. I intend to be a transparent and accountable lawmaker. Okay, what does that even mean? It means that we're going to continue to have fellowship. I will be present, I will listen, and I will speak with a loud voice to represent 136, Coweta, Meriwether, and Troup. So when we have issues that come up, whether it's through legislation or whether it's through representation to get the attention that we need here in this district, I will not be silent. And I will be bound by something bigger than the waving tides that are up there with pressures and lobbies, et cetera, because I am accountable to my heart and accountable to my character. And that's the kind of lawmaker that I will be. And everything I've mentioned about my history and how I got here and growing up on farms and working with my hands and running barbed wire, I'm raising my kids the same way, but I've also been blessed with gifts, and I've applied those gifts to succeed in education, in teaching, and now in my practice of law and in running businesses in the district. All of this is for the glory of God, but it's also to prepare me to represent something bigger than myself. And that's this representation of this district, which I call home and which I love.
I think that's given us a really good picture of who you are professionally and personally. Talk to us a little bit about maybe 2 or 3 of those issues that you're most focused on as you run for the State House seat.
First of all, I think it's important to understand what really motivated me to jump in. And part of that motivation is I couldn't be a bystander. I think that there's an attraction to Georgia. There's an attraction to Coweta and Meriwether and the district in 136 because of what we've built here. Our values and our conservative view of this community value is what's drawing everybody here. But then you start seeing other places, and you see this erosion. It's erosion of community. It's erosion of communication. It's erosion of parental rights, and it's an erosion of borders. This is what got me off the couch to step up to say, I can't be a bystander. So a couple things important to me here in Georgia are tied to that. It's going to be parental rights. How are we spending our money? It's not the state's money. We've been taxed. It's our money. And we've all decided it's important that we invest in our children, in our education. But we need accountability to how that's spent. So is it through school choice? Possibly. That might be a very good way to get it done. But there needs to be accountability to every dollar that's spent in education. Same with health care. I think we can open up health care in Georgia even more than what we're doing. We're making small movements to allow access to private practice to come in and serve our rural communities to drive prices down, but it's not enough. We can go further. And finally, I'll just say safety and security, because we can't get anything done if we look around and we don't feel secure in our communities and if we don't feel safe within the borders of Georgia.
All right. Mr. Reason, thank you very much. We appreciate you sharing your views with us and who you are as you run for this election. I'll say best of luck to you on May 21st, and also to both you and to your opponent. Thank you for running for this important office. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dean.